No McDonald's in sight. Luke 9:12-14. Late in the afternoon, the 12 disciples came to him and said, "Send the crowds away to the nearby villages and farms so they can find food and lodging for the night. There is nothing to eat here in this remote place." But Jesus said, "You feed them." "But we have only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish," they answered. "Or are you expecting us to go and buy enough food for this whole crowd?" For there were about 5,000 men there. This is such a great illustration of God asking us to do the impossible. Here they were assembled out in the desert with no McDonald's in sight, and everybody is hungry. I'm sure the disciples were hearing complaints from some of the people, especially the children, that they were hungry. With no restaurants or grocery stores nearby, the disciples did what is natural. They went to the leader. After all, the leader always has the solution to every problem, right? Well, on this particular day, the leader threw the problem right back at them. "You take care of it," he said. And as was their habit, they replied, "You're kidding, right?" The reason I like this scripture is because it's so like us. How often has God come to us and asked us to do the impossible? Now, I have never been in a situation quite like the disciples, but I have been in situations that seemed like they would overwhelm me, only to have God say, "You take care of it." The very first word out of the mouths of the disciples was, "But." That is exactly what so often comes from our mouths in similar situations. But. I remember as a kid growing up, my parents would ask me do something. It wasn't even impossible. And the first word out of my mouth was, "But." Sometimes I would reply, "I can't do that." To which my mother would promptly reply, "Can't never did anything." After making their excuse as to why the people couldn't be fed, Jesus proceeds to show how it can happen, just like my dad would often show me how things could be done if I would just try. I believe the lesson here is simple. If God tells me to do something, believe He can make it happen through me. The disciples missed out on a huge opportunity to be used in an even more miraculous way by making an excuse as to why it couldn't be done. I believe we miss out on tremendous opportunities for the very same reason. We think we can't do what God asks us to do. I am learning God will never ask us to do something He will not enable us to do. Going through tremendous trials, He is there with strength. When we go through difficult circumstances, He is there to give us direction. When we go through things we don't understand, He is there to give us wisdom. To use a phrase coined by someone else, when God asks you to do something, just do it. The next time God says you take care of it, trust Him to use you as a miracle in the life of someone else. Remember, my availability gives God an opportunity to work a miracle through me.